Hey, welcome. Now, did we actually have an open to the show that didn't have any technical failures?
It's been a while. Been a
open
while.
open to the show. We came close. I'm still kind of
We can create one real quick.
turning off cameras, whatnot. So anyway, hey, this is Dean Baker. Welcome to Modern Day Thrive, another edition. I want to welcome our viewers. And yeah, you can go ahead and turn that down. Yes, we do have sound out there, which is a good thing. One less problem. And
Sanity check.
as yes, I introduced my name. Let's see. Check.
Yeah.
All right. As always, to my left, George Weber. How you doing, George?
I am doing good. How are you?
Good. Your camera looks actually reasonable too. Right now,
Yeah,
so
it looks a lot better now. It was a little scary.
Yeah,
More scary than now. But
definitely. You wore a black shirt.
Sorry.
In front of a black backdrop. So I thought we had a meeting about that. Don't wear black on black.
I don't generally look at my closet and go, "What's today?" I kind of just go, "Hey, this is clean."
Nothing to wear. So anyway, yeah. In fact, I'm kind of slopping it here tonight. So anyway, yes, Modern Day Thrive. It's the show about side hustle, small business, large business, any business. It's about working for yourself. It's about getting away from that time clock punching that so many of us are doing out there. It's about multiple streams of income. I know you like
creating
that
opportunities
one. And passive income and all these things that we have to have these days to keep us from going broke, being in debt. We also know debt management and how to get out of debt.
Yes.
Believe it or not, we may not look it from our appearances, but we do have a skill set in how to stay out of debt and not get yourself in trouble. So with all that being said, I do ask you to like, follow, and share this webcast. It helps us, lets us know that we're actually talking to people, and yeah. So I don't know. How's your week been?
It has been pretty good, actually. I'm doing a lot of projects at home.
Yeah,
everything's already is really starting to come together.
Doing
inexpensive,
solar.
But solar, got the roof. I got a new AC put in. I'm getting a pool pump put in.
Yeah.
And later in the month, they're gonna re-blow insulation.
Yeah.
In the roof.
Yeah.
Probably better than when I did it. I'm sure I didn't do it right.
Okay.
It helped, but they'll probably do the spec.
You figured out a way to take solar and not actually cost you really anything.
Yeah, so
a lot of people, I mean, I've looked at solar, and of course they say there's rebates and there's tax incentives and stuff.
27%.
27%.
Currently, every year I think it's going to go down a little bit, but I should be getting 27% rebate over the next 4 years.
Have they mentioned while you were in the process of getting this thing set up, have they mentioned what the lifespan of a solar panel is? I don't think solar panels have been out, or the ones have been out long enough to determine a lifespan. Or
a lot of times they warranty them for roughly 25 years.
25 years.
So at the same time, I would imagine you're going to get something, all barring weather.
It'd be my luck. 25 and a half years. And I was like, oh yeah, Mr. Baker, you can't, we can't cover that now.
Well, so what they do is they pretty much, you have a 25-year loan.
Right.
So, and the assumption is, am I going to pay it for 25 years? No. I mean, my goal is to pay it off in 5 years.
Okay.
And all the other stuff I have going on.
That's a tall order you told me what the whole investment was.
That's
a really.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind how aggressive I am with what I'm paying currently.
Yeah.
All that's going to be gone soon.
Yeah.
And I'll only have a mortgage payment and a solar payment. And again, my solar payment is under $400.
Yeah.
My power bill was over $400.
Yeah.
So I'm already paying that for power alone.
Right.
I'm now getting a roof, solar, AC, 18 SEER, which will bring my cost down.
Now when the kids leave the door open in the summertime, you can go,
Yeah, I'll probably still yell, but
or when all the lights are on in the
Yeah.
house, you're not going to go start going, damn it, kids,
Yeah.
turn on. What do you live in a barn? Turn the. You're not. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not paying for this. So,
Yeah.
okay, go for it.
Well, and I actually purposely wanted it a little bit more beefy because, as we know, I mine Bitcoin and I want
Right.
to add some resources.
Right.
So I'll be even more happy when that happens because then I
Right.
won't care at all. Obviously during the night when there's no sun out, I'm back on power, but hopefully I produced enough during
Right.
the other time to offset it. So even if my power bill ended up being a little bit,
Right.
maybe later,
Right.
I will add a battery system that'll give me that extra coverage.
Collect, so you can collect, and
Yeah.
then when the power does go out, you can just say, "Yeah."
Well, what I don't know
I'm
is,
covered.
can I just use it, or does the power have to go out to go to it? Because if I don't have a way to trickle it in and use it, then the offset's not there anymore.
You should
for
be,
me.
You should be able to sell it to your neighbors
Well, technically you are.
at a profit.
Well, you mean personally go
For
oh,
your
yeah,
personal
come on,
profit, not for the electric company to collect your power
yeah,
and sell it.
yeah.
Kind of.
One day maybe.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I got a barrel out in the back. It's powered. Just plug into it.
When that zombie apocalypse comes, though, you're going to want those batteries in place
Yeah.
so that you can collect the power and not just kind of like, well, once the sun goes down, I'm like the rest of you in the dark. So,
yeah.
But yeah, your payments with the tax and not even the tax incentive.
That's not even tax incentives included.
When the tax incentive is or not the tax incentive when your power bill now is more expensive than your payment on the solar system would be.
It's a big offset then.
Then it's at least it's even if it's a wash.
Yeah, sure.
Even if it's a wash,
Sure.
It's like, well, and then I mentioned this the other day where you could actually your house will probably have gained some value.
Sure.
So you might have actually increased the value of your house on top of that.
Sure.
So
sure.
Of course that doesn't hurt having a new roof and a new AC and a new this, that, and the other, but
I went from a 13 SEER to an 18 SEER. So that in itself should make a huge difference in my costs. And that's before I've installed the solar. So obviously my, utilization's gone down or should have gone down. So that should help as well.
See, you went to a company and I've been thinking about doing a DIY,
Sure.
solar system, and I'm trying to figure out the math and how many panels does it take to keep my life spinning.
Sure.
And then how much power will I be able to collect to get through the evening? That would be that's been a little hobby brain aneurysm for me. Just to try and figure out, well, look, if I have so many panels, and panels are about 100 watts now per panel.
Sure.
Sometimes I think the newer ones are like 200 watts. So I think there's been an increase in the last few years of efficiency and output on these solar panels.
Sure.
I'd be kind of curious to see what your panels now are actually outputting.
Gotcha.
If they're 200 watts a panel, that means you need less panels or you're getting more power.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, what does it take to run your fridge? The big things, your hot water heater, your refrigerator, and your air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
Keeping those running. Forget the stove, because if the power it went out and you had to,
I'll use my smoker.
The stove runs off 220, and that's going to be, you might want to think about, because you have to be your own little mad scientist when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Being able to collect power into a battery system, and then you can figure out how to live off the grid.
Sure.
At some
and there
point,
are people that build systems that way.
There could be a cataclysmic blackout or a grid failure or just something even bigger, zombie apocalypse or whatnot. And before you know it, you're thinking, all right, I can only have 4 lights on in the house certain times a day, and I can run window fans and not. And man,
sure.
I shudder to think about grid failure in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last big hurricane,
brownouts in a lot of places.
But the last big hurricane that came through here, I was out of power for 2 weeks.
Sure. I've seen it. I've been
and
through
I
it.
was living with a generator.
Yeah.
Which
is no fun.
Running a refrigerator and an air conditioning window unit. And
Yeah.
that's how I lived. And I duvetined off half my house, and I could actually manage to survive there.
Nice.
But there was a daily trip to the gas station.
Yeah.
5 gallons.
And I hope there's gas.
10 gallons of gas, one the first couple of days, but by the time we had to figure out, it's going to be a while for the power company. But man, when that power company showed up 2 weeks later, I had a big old cooler full of cold water. I saw 2 road crews out there with 2 power trucks on my street, and they were out there having lunch, like on break, and it was summertime. These guys were, so I went and grabbed a cooler full of sodas and waters, walked it over to them guys. It's like,
it's on you.
Keep working. Keep working today. Right? And they were just awesome people, and those guys really, they struggle and they deserve, they're the unsung heroes. For getting us up and running again.
Sure.
But yeah, I've been thinking about that, creating a little mini grid around my house.
Sure.
And that means, but first I got to cut some trees back.
Sure. Yeah, you got definitely some tree work.
I got some tree work to do. Then there's the battery system and figuring out where to put the solar panels.
That can get pretty expensive, I think. I think the battery system can get almost expensive.
Well, you can do it with car batteries.
You can, yeah.
You buy 10 car batteries.
I think it's the mechanisms that connect to everything that's where it gets expensive.
I think the real expense is the power inverter.
Yes.
Not so much everything else. There's a power chargers, anything that's going to recharge the batteries.
Sure.
The solar panels charge the batteries, but the power inverter to be able to convert all that AC to DC is what really kind of
sure,
is the expensive part. And you can spend $1,000, couple thousand on a hefty power inverter so that you can do all those things you still want to do.
It depends on how much power you're probably going to be producing and using.
So that's it. It's what's really got to, and the power's got to be clean, and it's got to be stable.
Yeah.
You don't want to be destroying appliances. That last one, I nearly destroyed the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And once we got that fixed, I'm like, nope. Power goes out, I'm going to unplug it from the wall and clean it out and make sure it's just ready to go whenever there's power back. So anyway, that's it. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, but we already have a comment. Deep Cycle Hey, Jay. Jay's an old friend. This is Jay's, he's a gadget guy. He's a little like me, only he does it better.
Yeah, I've heard marine batteries are the bomb.
Batteries, yeah. So Jay and I went to college together. He's nice. He's real cool. And, but I was thinking that Deep Cycle marine batteries. Of course, there are people doing
transfer switch off the mains.
Nerd. And he probably did it. He probably did all this himself. So hey, I've still got our film. I could actually air it tonight. So my Godzilla film. So just be careful, or else I'll put that out into the world. Anyway, so we're I don't know. We've had a pretty mild summer. I guess.
I would say
some hurricanes threatened, but nothing really kind of.
Luckily hasn't come our way yet.
I haven't heard any aftermath from Louisiana. I'm sure they're.
I feel for those horrible.
Guys. And they're dealing with now the aftermath of having to
clean up,
get the grid back up so people, I can imagine the flooding and stuff like that when you're living.
They flood when it rains.
Yeah. So. Jay said he paid an electrician, so but I'll bet you were taking notes. I'll bet you he was taking notes. He's that kind of guy. He would figure out how to do it. And
I saw it was a video.
I bet you he's probably got a doghouse in his backyard that's fully off the grid, or something like that. Something he was like, well, I don't have to live on it, but
I saw a guy build a really nice one. It was kind of like a rural area. He was mining. He literally built it away from his house
right
to support all of his mining equipment.
right
Said he was not using batteries.
yeah.
How he's accomplishing that, I have no idea. No idea, but it was very impressive.
I guess it's only happening during the daytime.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, your mining operation's probably going to go full swing once this grid goes up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You'll be collecting. Anyone got any extra
Yeah,
computers?
anything is not nailed
anything,
down.
I don't care. We're collecting now.
Why not?
New electric Ford F-150. How is that Ford F-150?
I've been hearing about that.
There's that one, and there's the electric Land Rover.
I haven't seen that one, but
that thing is a rolling wet dream. But yeah, the electric Ford F-150. Wow, that's power your house. Sure, just leave it outside. And how's it gonna?
So, just a quick offshoot. I was a buddy of mine was showing me a video today of the subway in New York City.
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Is there a problem?
You should see the waters. It looks like it's Niagara Falls coming down in there because of this weather.
Well, a week ago there was a hurricane that went
Lord.
right over NYC. So
I had never seen that much water. I'm like, the subway's running.
Well, they're underground, and yeah,
it was like Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
it was that crazy. I was like, holy cow!
Let's see.
Lots of videos about that. Yeah, I was just like, I had never seen it do that, and I'm going, holy cow! I'm like, wow.
All right, I might actually have to look up YouTube.
Yeah, because I tell you, it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
All right, well, we'll get to that. But anyway, so last week when we what happened last week?
I won't say we got rudely interrupted. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good
we
show.
just never got to what we were trying to get to.
Never got what we're trying to get to. So all right, so you want to start? You want to kick this off?
Yeah, sure.
And if anyone's got any questions, go ahead, throw it in the chats.
Yeah, sure.
We'll be watching. Anybody want to call in? I got the phone number scrolling across the screen. And if anyone wants to StreamYard live in with us, turn their little camera on, and I will actually
paste the link. What the heck?
I'll paste it right here. So if anybody wants to.
Our goal is you can only have 8 people
go
live.
Into the comments.
Go for it. All 8 connect.
Hit paste, and somebody wants to. I can guarantee you'll be on for at least 10 seconds before someone says something like Baba Booey or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Before you know it, we're all gonna go. We're getting some rain here.
Yes, we are.
Hear it?
It's better stop by the time we leave. I got somewhere to go.
The rain is definitely coming down. It's deafening, I tell you. So, anyway, let's just not talk about rain anymore.
We'll get off of that one.
Anyway,
so
you were starting with what is this? Parkinson's law?
So this was I kind of mentioned it a while back, but it's Parkinson's law, and obviously it's a law that basically states that as your income rises, your expenses will rise to meet your income.
Is that like saying you'll live just beyond your means?
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, at that point, I would say yes.
That's not a very good thing.
It isn't. And it kind of explains here why most people retire poor.
Parkinson's law is one of the best known and most important laws of money and wealth accumulation. It was developed by English writer C. Northcote Parkinson many years ago. Explains why most people retire poor.
Yeah, it's a sad thing, but it's true.
Well, it's just I've always said that, and I've heard that expression, not this expression this way, but that people find a way to live just beyond their means. And that's a bad thing.
It is, because you can never get ahead.
It means no matter how much you make, you're spending every single penny of it.
Yes.
And
when it increases, you spend that too.
And that's not good. And yeah, you get a raise.
Yeah.
Great. Now I can afford to buy something more.
Yeah. He's like,
and that's not a good thing.
No.
We try and promote the idea of creating a larger gap between your debt, your what's going out and what's coming in.
Yes.
And preferably when there's money coming in, then you can put it into smarter areas of growth and accumulating of your finances. So there's Parkinson's law. I mean, when you showed this to me a week ago, it's kind of like,
what are you talking about?
I'm more of a Murphy's Law kind of thing. When you're running business, I'm more of a Murphy's Law thing. Jay's saying, have fun. Be sure to promote my nonprofit. The stemvan.com. Keep up the great work. All right. I'm going to have to look at this.
Yep.
The stemvan.com. I'm going to put this in front of me.
We will
Be sure
check
to
that
promote
out.
my nonprofit, the stemvan.com. I want to check that out. So
it sounds interesting. I don't even know what it is.
Jay, you're always welcome. You want to come on the show and talk about it. Do a from Jay's workshop, because I want to hang out in Jay's workshop. he's all up in New England, but I want to hang out in Jay's workshop. He's into some stuff. I really appreciate
fire those cameras up. Let's see what it is.
So the stemvan.com. We're gonna do that. We're gonna look at that in a bit here. So anyway, moving on. Parkinson's Law. Yeah, I was more of a Murphy's Law kind of fan, not by choice.
Yeah, sometimes you get thrown into that one.
Murphy's Law just happens, and it can and will.
Yes.
That's the idea of Murphy's Law.
It's not if in doubt, it's when.
So moving on to your little presentation here.
Yeah.
What can be done to...
These are kind of just some tips about it. I'm
not sure I like the English here.
And
what can be done to about it?
Oh man, we spell checked this too.
That's okay. Be done to about it.
We missed one. Sorry guys, but sometimes
that's why we do TV.
That's right.
If we were,
you can just edit that out later.
What are some easy steps you can take to avoid running into Parkinson's Law? Okay, so what?
And I think the first one is a common sense one. A lot of people speak about doing this, but not a lot of people actually do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that, like right now, I'm not focusing on an emergency fund. I do it in small chunks.
Right.
Because I know that it's going to get there at some point. I'm more concentrated on getting rid of debt because that's what's, what kills most people on the front end.
Right.
But creating an emergency fund is an awesome way to avoid dipping into it when those things happen. So if you have like $1,000 in an emergency fund, let that ride. Your tires go bad on your car. Generally, most people have to get to work.
Done.
Yeah. So, it's just these things happen. And so what do? Do you whip out your credit card every time? Or do you go, it's time to use that emergency fund and build it back up later?
And now I remember when I first read this last week, what my initial response was, an emergency fund. If you have an emergency fund and you're in debt...
you do want to separate it. You do want to separate an emergency fund, and I'll tell you why.
If you're paying 25% interest on a credit card debt and you have an emergency fund.
Yeah, but your emergency fund is typically not in a high interest account anyway. It's really to prevent you from adding more 25% debt.
Stagnant money that's not really going up or down no matter what you do. It's it's always going to be there. But what I'm saying is if you've got $5,000 in an emergency fund and you're carrying $5,000 in debt, wouldn't it be better to have the credit card as an emergency fund? Just stop using the credit card and not pay the 25%?
If it were one for one, I would probably agree in that scenario, and then rebuild up another emergency fund with, I would say, in that scenario would be a good idea, but usually it's the other way around.
I can understand. I can appreciate an emergency fund.
Sure.
You say create a separate account to store money that is not easy to access. Obviously, you don't want to have an ATM card.
You want to go to lunch? No problem. This is way too easy.
Yeah.
And it will guarantee you'll spend that money without even thinking about it because you just have access to it. So if you put it into an account that's not tied to a card,
that you actually have to go to the bank and
withdraw from.
Yeah.
Or if you did have it tied to a card, but it's not like your main card,
right?
You take that card and you put it in a thing of water and you put it in the freezer.
Right.
You do that because you have to thaw it out and think about it. And the energy that you had that you wanted to buy something with may have gone away.
No shit.
And that's kind of a silly thing, but it works. It works.
Okay.
So you really don't want to have it somewhere that's accessible. Kind of have that emergency fund, and then I would say only $1,000 is a good amount,
right?
And then you really focus on your debt, and get some kind of stream of debt payoff back.
Yeah, I'm still championing the whole get out of credit card debt.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I may put $10 at a time in an account I'm considering an emergency fund, and it may take me 4 years
Right.
to get it at $1,000.
Right.
Because I'm not focused on that. But I would rather have $100 there if I really needed it.
There's yeah, obviously you don't want to have, if you have an account that's just, if all your accounts are sitting in like investments.
Yeah, sure.
If all your money's tied up in investments, you can't really get to anything in an emergency fund. But
correct.
Even still, if it took you a few weeks to get out of an investment or something like that, just so you can get access to funds, likelihood, if you're in that such a way, you might have a credit card. You might keep a credit card just for that, so I can get it. I know it's crazy high interest rates, but I'm still kind of like thinking, well, I'm trying to find a reason why you would have credit card debt. You're living just beyond your means, and you have an emergency fund. Right off the bat.
No, I get where you're at.
We don't have billionaires calling into the show.
No.
Hey, all the billionaires and multimillionaires, and
let us know how you're doing it.
Let us know. Call in. We'll help you. We will. We don't really have that. What we do have is a lot of people that are living hand to mouth.
You know what though? Even doctors that make decent money
they
live at their same means that
right.
They just, it's a different world.
And most of them carry a debt that's crazy,
astronomical,
from going to med school. So they'll be paying off their debt.
Same problems. The struggle's real.
Okay. So let's where is it here? We were here. Go ahead and talk through this last bit.
Sure. And the last piece I think is super important. You should always have a purpose for your money. And I'll break that down for you, because basically what I do, if I have extra money that I've freed up in some way, shape, or form, I immediately take that money out and I put it somewhere that I could utilize it. Let's say, all right, I freed up an extra, $10, $15. I'll move that over into the debt column and pay off debt with it.
Yeah.
That's my purpose for that money at that point in time, because it's going to save me a huge amount of money later. And I use that pretty religiously.
Okay.
And that's what's allowed me to build up, I almost right now, because, I do have a considerable amount of debt because I'm a single breadwinner home.
Yeah.
But I'm actually rocking through it. I mean, I pay over $1,000 a month in pure debt on top of everything else I pay. It's taken me a while to get to that point, but it's because I have a purpose for my money. I don't let it just sit in my account and go, oh, man, I have $500. You know what?
Yeah,
let's go to the movies. And I don't do that anymore. I don't focus on that. I'm focused on other things.
I miss those days when you could just kind of worry about it later. Let's just buy it. Worry about how we're going to pay for it later. Let's just buy it. Or let's take
I've used
trip.
that. I have used that.
Worry about
I
it
think
later.
we all have, but I think
worry
that
about
was
it later part is not fun.
Well, I think that's how we were taught. I really do, and I think it's a bad teaching method. It really is.
All you baby boomers out there, you really did us wrong. You taught us how to not be.
It's really not fiscally responsible to do that. It's
because the baby boomers, they were taught to save your money, get a 401k, put 30 years into a company, retire, and all that. They were taught to do that, and of course, it didn't. Our generation was kind of like the next one that kind of we're on the fringe. Where
we're getting today.
Older. It doesn't work today. No, absolutely not. So, I just. No,
it does not work.
What can be? Is that where we're at? What can be done?
I think we just finished up, but always have a purpose for your money. And I'll create separate accounts for it. Some of my purpose may be that I'm going to put it into something that's going to start generating. Like I may put some of that back into something that's going to earn me more dividends.
I've used accounts like when I accept PayPal deposits and stuff like that. I've actually used PayPal or what's the other Cash App,
because
the accounts are less available.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
you got to go through some steps to get to it.
You gotta transfer funds, or you gotta use this,
Sure.
And I've used those to just kind of build up
sure.
an amount of money to let the income see. Anytime someone pays me with a credit card, great. They get invoice and pay with a credit card, and then I might just leave it there, let it build up.
Yeah, sure.
And then as long as I can still meet my bills with what's in my regular account,
sure,
then all of that sudden that money winds up being discretionary, or winds up being a
at need.
It could be that, but yeah, and that's been an interesting way to it's like have some more protected money, so that you can go, wow, and sometimes I'll even forget about it. It's like, oh wow, I forgot I had money in that account, and lo and behold, there it is. So I can wallop a big bill. I could do that thing I need for the house to keep the house in good shape.
Sure.
And it's all.
I'll tell you, coming back to the number one, where you making the comment about your debt. One way to handle that is to probably build it for a little bit. And let's say, I haven't needed anything for 6 months. Maybe I'll liquidate half of it to go towards my debt, just to kind of still give me a little bit of a buffer.
I think
play with numbers.
I think people are worried about that. First of all, you don't want to be at that point where you're living off the credit cards.
You're
just bleeding money.
Yes.
The second thing is
a lot of people do.
Is unfortunately too many people are doing it.
Sure.
But the idea that money's not, I'm not sure it's really doing anything, because if you're, like I said, if you don't have anything in the bank, or if you don't have really any,
you're at a different level.
If you don't have anything, or you're hanging on to $5,000, you're holding a $5,000 credit card, I'm like, all right,
at that point in time, it's time to,
at least you've killed half that credit, that bleeding, you've cauterized half the wound.
Yes.
Which would be kind of a good thing.
I agree there for sure.
So we had a comment my brother's on. Hey, now of course I report everything. I'm running a business. Jeez. Way to call somebody out.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like,
not even hi. How you doing?
Jeez.
What's up,
bro? Do I owe you some money or something? You want to call me out like that? Man, that's low blow, really. Yeah, no, of course. For all those considing, I
all my money's in accounts that I get statements for, so we're good.
Yes. Yes.
I end up paying taxes on it.
Jeez. If I get a letter or a call from, then I'm definitely gonna have something to say here.
9/2/2021.
Yeah, right. Public record now. So that's fine. So anyway, moving on. No more chats, I guess.
Yeah, right.
No more comments from the peanut gallery. So where are we here?
I think we got through the what can
all right, let's jump to the next month. Real life examples.
So this kind of breaks it down a little bit more on how I do. So every month I receive dividends from stocks. All of it's reinvested. Because that grows.
You claim all that.
Of course I do. I get statements for it. All of it.
All of it. Every penny. I think I give more.
Yeah. So I reinvest all of them because that promotes future growth. Sure. So instead of going, well, you know what, I got $20 of dividends. I'm going to take that $20 out so I can spend it.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Another instance in my case is I received some funds back from a mortgage company when I refinanced.
Right.
I'm basically going to turn that right back around and pay something with it.
I got a check back from a mortgage, like 2 mortgage companies ago, and because I get kind of handed off like a.
I
got less.
Some mortgages like to be sold.
Yeah, really. And I started out with Fannie Mae, like.
Yeah.
It wasn't technically, it was a Fannie Mae owned company, but it wasn't a
Fannie Mae itself.
mortgage.
Gotcha.
But I was one of those Fannie Mae guys back in 15 years ago.
Sure.
And got that bad one. But
yeah, I just got
but I'm
out
out.
of it.
I'm clear now.
Yeah.
But I remember getting a check from a couple mortgage companies ago. They finally caught up with me. I was like, man, I haven't been with you guys for years.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that little stipend.
Accounting department finally got to it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I get extra cash like that, and to find a specific purpose.
Well,
I wouldn't even cash the check until I knew where it was going to go.
Yeah, but you don't wait too long because
no, absolutely not.
The check will become void.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
And good luck getting another one replaced.
No, they'd be like, oh yeah, right.
So all
extra money not needed for bills or potentially if I'm building an emergency fund goes towards debt.
Okay, you're gonna remember what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
There is no such thing as extra money. Not in my world. I'm pretty sure not in your world either.
No,
extra money does not exist. That's what
we went back and forth on
says. Honey,
he doesn't like the terms,
do we have any extra money? I've been asked that before from an ex. Do we have any extra money? I'm going. Not following you.
Yeah.
Not what is I don't know. What is that? Extra money? No,
we use that term loosely, but I think we get the point of it.
Extra money not needed for money not needed for, I'm okay with money not needed for bills or potentially an emergency fund goes toward debt.
Sure.
Or going out to the movies.
Yeah, you could. It's not like you can't treat yourself every once in a while, because you probably should, because you go insane otherwise.
You got to make life.
Yeah, you got to make life interesting. I'm so heavy at it because I'm trying to shoot for retiring in about 3 years.
Yeah,
and that's assuming that I'm working on building income streams that will build enough income in there that I'll be able to do that. There's a lot of things I haven't done yet that I plan on doing. There's businesses, and can you even hear me over the rain?
Yeah, we can. I'm sure people can hear. So, the rain's been coming down.
So I thought that was an interesting law that I really think people should understand, just to get it in your brain. Say, hey, it's out there. I thought it was.
So, extra money. That rings a familiar bell. That word, extra money. So, why is it important? We've covered that one then, huh?
Covered that one.
All right. Best case scenario.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Realistic.
I'm sorry. And I'm going to say this because most people don't want to. My brother commented again. Mortgage amortization, pay principal, avoid interest.
Yes. Actually,
you and George will get along just.
Yeah, actually, we'll stick with me. I don't know if we'll have a minute to talk about it, because I'll tell you what I'm doing with my mortgage. You may tell them real quick before we go to this
sure,
one?
go for it.
So along those lines, and because I just refinanced my house, and my first payment
back off here
is going to include an additional principal payment of the principal amount that I'm paying every time, which should
take a nap.
Yes, which should, in theory, reduce the interest that I should have been paying for that payment for good. I should never have to pay it. And I'm going to do that every payment. And I will bring some numbers to the table.
Yeah.
Probably in a couple months. I'm going to let it go for a couple months to show the amortization schedule from what it should have been and what it's going to be based on the numbers that I'm throwing at it. So,
okay.
Anyhow, we'll leave it at that.
Oh, it's like we got some new viewers here.
Awesome.
Hey, just I see people are popping in, and of course,
say hello. Tell us where you're from.
A live call in. There's a comment section. We are actually reporting these comments, so please keep it nice and friendly, and don't don't do what my brother just did, or an ex-friend of mine, did a few minutes ago. No. We're having fun here. So, talking about small business side hustle, multiple streams of income. What else are we talking about? Cryptocurrency.
We haven't hit that one yet.
We haven't hit that one yet.
It's actually 1 over 50 today.
All right, I think let's stick.
Let's stay
in our path here.
Just what we did last week.
Best case scenario. So back to the best case case scenario. This is more me than George.
Yeah.
You know, and this is for all those people that say, wouldn't it be great to do this? But
it's all
really,
real though.
Really never.
Sure.
I mean, that's why banks are so rich.
Yes.
That's why finance people are just, they carry the majority of the wealth of this country is because you will live paycheck to paycheck. You will have no extra money. You will probably never retire. So get used to saying, welcome to Walmart. You will, you know,
it's true.
So, all right, don't retire. But if you're going to go through all this, if you're going to live paycheck to paycheck, if you're going to have no extra money, if you're going to never retire, then I'm saying like what you do, because you're going to be doing it for a while.
Sure.
Like what you do. Figure out something. Figure out what you like to do and do it.
Yeah.
And try and get paid doing it. I like being a filmmaker. I like being. I like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make much, if any, money doing this, but I like doing this because I think it helps people and actually helps myself. I'm probably getting more benefit out of it than anybody who's watching the show. Okay,
you learn stuff,
but I'm going to benefit from it. Why not? So I'm going to like what I do, and I'm going to get something out of it.
And why not tell people along the way?
Right. So best case scenario, learn to live on what you have.
Yeah.
Don't retire. Like what you do. Learn to live on what you have, and don't want too many things.
You know, if you do that in the beginning, which most people don't have the ability to do, everything that comes after, it's easier.
Right.
You know, you would have additional money to probably invest if you want to, or whatever your form of making your money grow.
You know, it's a habit you can create.
Oh, yes.
And what does it take? So many days, weeks?
21, I think.
21
days to break a bad habit.
To create a habit.
Probably the same.
Not so much to break a habit, because you have to create a new habit. Create a new habit.
Sometimes you have to break the habit.
I agree. It's really about modifying a habit, changing a habit.
Sure.
You know, you call it breaking. I'm like, I don't think that the habitual need to do something goes away. I think if you can modify it, do whatever, it's like quitting smoking. If you can say, this is it, I have to do this.
Yeah.
But, you know, it doesn't take that much.
A little bit of motivation.
It takes a lot. No, it takes a lot of, it takes 21 days of motivation to start a new habit, start a new trend. 21 days. And if you can hold your breath for 21 days, not literally, but if you can bite the bullet 21 days, and before you know it, you'll be a different person. People might call you a miser, penny pincher, money hungry, money grubbing, blah 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 blah. But
I'm a penny hoard. I'm good with it.
But then those same people will be hitting you up for a loan, and you can say, "Yeah, no, that's not. You know, I'm the money miser. I'm the you know, I'm the guy. I got my top hat and my monocle on, and guess what? You do not collect. You not pass go. You not collect $200. You made your bed. You sleep in it. But I gotta tell you, those people that actually bear down. I've seen it in you in the last so many years, and I see it in myself in the last year. Yeah, this has been my transformation in the last year, that I decided that it was all about getting the debt gone. Yes, and you know, and in my business, you know, it's a roller coaster. There's that's why I've always been not interested in your programs, because your programs are always about people who collect a certain amount of paycheck every week. Sure. And when you're self-employed,
requires consistency.
When you're self-employed, you have peaks and valleys, and you have things that just happen because, you know, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
You may have to buy equipment for a job. So there you go.
You have to do things. And that's kind of a big part of the self-employed lifestyle, is you can't just jump into a program and say, great, you take this much money, and every third, fourth, fifth day of the month, you blah, 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 you do all this stuff, and it's expected that you will get out of debt in X amount of time. Sure. Yeah. That doesn't work for me. You know, I agree. So what happens in a business like mine is you have peaks, you have a windfall. Yeah. Oh, a big job came in.
You have spurts.
You know, as long as your debt's not too crazy, you didn't build up so much extra debt to get to that windfall.
Yeah, right,
you know, so what you really got to do is you got to just stay on top of the wave.
Yeah.
You got to pay down the debt. You can't take a breath. You can't take a vacation. You can't buy that big screen TV
yeah,
just yet.
Yeah.
And you just absolutely put yourself in a situation where the debt's got to be gone, because I don't want to be looking at that minimum monthly payments getting so big. And we did this a couple of weeks ago talking about how much money.
That was interesting, actually.
Oh God, that was really good. We're gonna have to pull that clip out and republish that one.
I think that was good. It was a lot of good information.
Yeah.
It's about seeing is believing. It's like looking at that clock. Well, I know it's 12:35. If you don't look at the numbers that are, not the payment of what you're paying for your credit card, it's all the other numbers that they don't really show you unless you go in and dig and look. It's the amount that they take from you, and then start. I like the number of 10.
Right.
Because you can say, well, in 10 months, how much is that going to cost me? You start talking about $700, $800. In a mortgage case, it could be $7,000.
Hey, Art Sid, thanks for the like. We're still waiting on you to call into the show or do a little more commenting. I want to hear yours. Yeah, Art's a photographer.
Okay.
And that's all I'll say. But Art's been self-employed for years.
Sure.
And he knows that part of the business. He understands the game. And he's probably bored tonight, and he just figured out and see what Dean's doing on the show. So, no, Art, dude, thank you much for the like. And
Appreciate
look at that. Another like followed. My brother likes us.
Awesome.
Know. Thank you, Donnie. Well,
I think he feels bad, so he
after
he hits you.
now I'm gonna get audited or something like that. We got a comment. Can't talk. Tooth is hurting. Okay.
Ouch.
I got some pliers. Come on over. We'll get that taken care of real quick. I think I got some 40-pound fishing line too. So plenty of doors here. Got a real heavy, steel door. And we can get you fixed up.
8 o'clock dentist hour.
Yeah, we'll webcast it too.
You have a little bit of alcohol in the back. You can,
Yeah, we'll just kind of lubricate you with a little vodka, and we'll get that figured out for you. We do everything here. We'll save you all that expense and dental fees. That's what we do. So, let's talk crypto maybe.
Sure.
The last 10 minutes we've kind of run our course. We could do more.
Algo's kind of going up today too.
You texted me earlier. Watch Algorand. Watch Algorand and see what's going on with them. And I'm looking at right now. Bitcoin is at like 49.6. So it's up there.
It went over 50 earlier.
It should have.
It did go over
now,
50.
My brother, if he's still on, I want to ask him, how's he doing on Cardano? Cardano's like doubled in value in the last couple of months. So he's probably doubled his money there. Dogecoin, 30 cents, not really doing anything.
It went up a couple cents.
Yeah, I mean, but, it's not
didn't go up like Bitcoin did, though, yeah.
And then, of course, let me find the... I gotta hit tradable, or else I'll hit every single coin that's available on the planet.
Everything that's got a name.
Oh my god, there's so many coins out there. So all right, come on. All right, so what's available right now? AMP on Coinbase is 5 cents, almost 6 cents a coin.
That's one I bought.
AMP.
Actually, that wasn't even 5 cents. It was a half a penny. So
Alchemy is about 10 cents. I bought some of that for like 4 cents. So that's
nice.
I'm doing okay there.
Yeah.
Anchor, District Cox, some of these that I'm not doing so great on. Stellar Lumens, I really like you guys, but you vex me here.
Someone was talking about Stellar Lumens the other day and saying they're liking them for some reason. I didn't watch the video, but it sounded like they were talking about that maybe they have some stuff going on that may help them going forward.
Yeah, well, I've always said when I first started reading up on them, I understood what they do, and I kind of go, Stellar looks kind of interesting. And of course, let's find out where I land. Ooh, am I over $1? I'm over $1. Algorand is.
It's 114.
All right, 115 right now. Algorand's at 115. What did I say? In August, it would jump up, and it did.
Yeah.
Not as big as I was hoping, but
Sure.
it did jump. Made a jump for the better.
Well, mine's in profit, but I don't think I'm going to sell it right now. I'm going to hold off.
And all you guys invested heavily in DAI, still a buck.
Yeah.
Still a buck.
But it still pays decent interest.
Well, what's that? 3%?
Actually, that one I don't remember, but still,
not much. But
if you're going to set it somewhere it's going to earn.
Yeah.
Set and forget. You can come back to it later.
Yeah. So Algorand's looking okay, and hopefully it keeps kind of heading north.
Sure.
And that's always a good thing.
It probably will if Bitcoin stays strong. It'll probably creep up like all the others. I think Ethereum was up pretty good too.
Yeah, Bitcoin 49,000. So we like it. We think all the coins really like to follow their suit, and it makes people want to buy more because they go, oh, Bitcoin's at 50 grand, so let's buy anything. But yeah, there's stuff happening. Atom, I've got some Atom.
Yeah,
it's at 24.26. I think I bought Atom at $8.
I started putting money in USDC. It only pays 0.15%. It's not a great amount.
Last year, I got in right around January. I think I paid about $8.
Okay.
In January, and it's been. It really never breached.
Up and down.
It probably breached $30.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly
32
in May. And then it just kind of dropped, like everything dropped, like a heart attack. And then it's been building back up again. So it's almost at the highest point it's been in, other than that peak in May. So
it could be a good number to breach, because that may be the stumbling point that stops it from going up higher.
Maybe. I don't know. So
that's how the momentum generally works.
And it's just this last year has been crazy with some of these coins.
Sure.
But anyways, I don't know. How's your mining going on?
Good, actually. Still getting steady payouts. I just got, cashed out this morning actually on my home servers.
Yeah. What about your server on site?
It fluctuates depending on Bitcoin. I should have a really good payment next week, but I've been getting, it kind of went down in the 20s for a while.
Yeah.
But it's back up in the 50s, 60s, and hopefully I'm going to get close back up to the, $80 payments per week. And it's been putting enough money in my Celsius account that I can now start borrowing.
Right.
And
why?
I thought I can't see it when everything's up. And I can start borrowing at 1%, but I'm going to build up.
Yeah, Naja, thanks for showing up late.
Yeah,
that's it. Not buying any more hot dogs from you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. She had some Italian sausage.
Oh,
she had Italian sausage today.
Oh,
she normally got like spicy or just the snappy dog, the New York soubrettes, and then today she had some Italian.
I love Italian sausage.
Oh my God, it was good. She had some sauteed peppers and onions with it on a nice big roll.
I actually had that for lunch at work because we do the warehouse guys have a grill.
Yeah. So
we generally once a week we'll put together some money and
Donnie asked if you mine helium.
I almost did. Because there was this one company that was basically offering a free device they send you.
Yeah.
But they take 80% of your profit. So I'm going
80%.
Yeah. So once I realized that, I'm going, now, but I can buy a device which is relatively inexpensive, and helium was really on fire, and it probably still is. Helium's a little different because helium is building a network.
Right.
So if I didn't have somebody within a range to me to help build the network,
right,
they would deny you on the network.
Okay.
But my house definitely applied. As of right now, I'm not. I'm actually trying Chia which is hard drive.
Is that
mining.
like the little chia pets? You
No.
put the stuff on their heads and watch the
Nope.
grow, so
it's hard drive mining instead of CPU or GPU mining. It's using your hard drive, so it's proof of space.
That's why you're looking for that enclosure the other day.
Yes.
For
so I'm not sure what that's going to do yet. I mean, it's taken a while to do its thing, and I only have one 4 gig drive. So
yeah,
but if it works out, I will fill enclosures.
I might have a bunch of hard drives for it.
Yeah, like I say, and I don't even know what's in those. I don't know if they're SATA or if they're IDE.
So let me go back here a little bit. So. Yeah, Donnie said he was saying X3.
Oh, nice.
X3, Safe Moon. And then it says,
I heard about Safe Moon, but I never went in, and buying them when probably he bought them, it was probably less than when I bought Doge.
Yeah. Oh,
you could buy an incredible amount.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of, about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to focus. I'm just going to let that one go.
And of course, Naja's still pushing the sweet, mild Italian sausage cream peppers out his audience Thursday. Oh, she's telling us when we can get these.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Monday and Thursday.
I don't ever get them because I get here and she's gone.
I know.
So,
Well, you have to let me know.
I'll put an order in.
Put an order in next time. Let me know if you're like get something from Naja, and I'll be like, yeah, I did, and then we ate it.
Yeah, right. It sat around too long and looked good. So
yeah,
you know how it goes.
Couldn't stand the smell.
Yeah,
so we ate it.
Couldn't let you put it in the microwave.
I should have thought, next time I'll buy you an afternoon snack
because
before she leaves. Sometimes she leaves when I don't even know she left.
Yeah, I got you.
Sometimes if weather comes down and
like now.
Yeah, and or sometimes she just kind of goes, sucky business or something like that. So
it's time to go.
So. Wow. Hey, we had a lot of chatting in tonight.
We did. That was awesome.
It seemed like a lot of people popped up and it's been fun.
Awesome.
No one called though. I kind of
got a link.
Really let me down. Nobody's calling. Nobody takes an interest, and Naja shows up 2 minutes before the show ends. So because I know she would have called, but anyway,
you missed some good slides, Naja. You should go back and maybe watch. Had some interesting stuff. It's stuff that makes you think. I think it's important stuff. It really is. I will definitely put it into my daily life.
Yeah.
I mean,
me too. I've hard, and I'll just say this again. It takes less than a month.
Sure.
Develop a good pattern of behavior. And before you know it, you go, "Oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner?"
But you still got to stay consistent with it. It's easy to get out of a consistency pattern.
Consistent. Patterns don't exist without consistency. So I know I'm being a stickler on this.
No,
but,
that's fine. I mean,
it takes less than a month. Develop a good, whatever you're trying to do, develop it, get it there, and then
hone it in and go with it.
And it might take a couple of years, a few years to really kind of, to get out of a situation with debt or something like that. But once you do, man, you look back and you go, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah.
You
literally will do that.
I was shopping for stuff I don't even want anymore. Why? Because it filled up the garage.
Yeah.
Why did I want this again? What was my thought process? And then you start really thinking, oh my God, why was that me?
You walk in there and go,
spent all that money,
and then walk away.
So I think that's just it really doesn't take that much to build that into you. I think I did it with myself in the last year, and man, being on the other side of it, where I was a year ago, it was dread. It was dread. My income was dread. My savings, my debt, everything was just dread. And when it's so big and so luminous, you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to make and you're like, well, take just a step and then take another one and take another one after that. So
good stuff, actually.
I see the big change in you, over the last 10 years, getting through so many things, and I've gotten through a lot of things, and I got to tell you, there's something to be said about it. You just got to change your habit.
Sure.
Change your habit and make it so that you It
gives you different perspectives.
Don't go back to those bad habits.
It really gives you different perspectives.
If you're gonna, man, it's great to have money to spend.
Sure,
not a problem.
Yeah, everyone likes that.
But you can't do it when you're this deep in debt.
Oh no,
you can't do it when your debt is so overwhelming. But get on top of one and.
Move
and
to the next.
The rest will fall down. Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's it. It's 8:00. We had a hell of a time. There's one last comment. Leche True. I'm guessing he's probably remarking to something I just said.
Yep.
I'll take credit for that one. and we always have a blast doing this. Please, again, like, follow, and share. Let people know. We all know somebody who's drowning in debt or looking for work or trying to create some side hustle. Let them know. Just let them know, hey, you had fun watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
If anything,
anybody ever has questions, I have no problem answering them.
Come by the studio anytime, certain days of the week, and get, Naja will be happy to serve you up a hot dog, a New York style hot dog, stuff you can't get unless you're in New York.
Right.
And she's always around from, like, I don't know, middle of the week, 11 to 3-ish. So, get here, come on by, come in, say hi. If you're also ever looking to build your own podcast, we are here. The studio is available. All this could be yours. And come by and let us help you start up your own podcast. Or you want to get involved in Modern Day Thrive and you've got something to contribute.
Sure.
We'd love to have
an extra seat right over here.
There's always a seat available.
Right here. I got the camera on. It's just waiting for a body.
Yes, camera is on. So anyways, that's all I got for this week. And George and I are pleased to be here for you. Reach out to us, even if you have questions. Find us on Facebook. Modern Day Thrive is a Facebook channel, so come in, become a part of that. I'm always posting like side hustle jobs on Modern Day Thrive. So from our previous Thrivers, like Jade, she posted something this week, and I reposted it on Thrive. So it's money. I mean, you should.
I did one.
Did you?
I did not do that one.
Did another one this week,
that one.
And it paid I think it paid close to like $200.
Yeah, I had an extremely busy week, or I would have done it because I definitely because I did one of hers,
right?
And I think it paid around $200 or 100, 200, I can't remember now, but it was easy.
Always finding little side gigs, side hustle stuff, and
paid surveys are real if you know the right ways to go. There's a lot of garbage online, but if you know the right avenues, it's really lucrative money.
And if you look at the postings on Modern Day Thrive, you can just go click through to the links onto the server that Jade works for. That is a really good company, and they're always doing. It seems like every few days they're doing a new survey for something. So,
and you don't have to go to them always. Sometimes they're online.
Right. Yep. Get involved in that, and that can make you money if you're sitting home watching us. Watch us.
Yeah.
And then after us is gone, then you can go and go make some money. And let us know when you do, because we'd love to know that maybe we helped a little bit, made you a few bucks this week. So we'd love to take credit for any windfall you might have. So that's it. That's all I got. We are out of here. Catch us next week. Thanks for joining us, and good night.
Have a good night, and appreciate all the shares.